this is audible activity in the staircase where the people of the state are group stalking. The light source is over the apartment building. The light source was in alignment to my apartment building this morning, which was the so-called sunrise. So I just took images. You'll see this here. Let's see. This is the light source that is, again, this is crossing the path in the hallway. You're going to pay attention to the engineered light, shadows on both sides, impossible light activity, group stalking in a staircase, in an apartment building. The entity is maintaining, as I'm capturing what is the light source that's over me at the building. I'm still at building 1806. This is my building. All right, this is my bedroom here. This is the same apartment where you saw this light source in alignment to the same apartment through the living room. This is captured moments ago at 1:29 p.m. And who you see in the path is the people of the state in an unnatural environment and in concert with the entity that is using helicopters to engage in the elements of monitoring and to communicate an ongoing threat while it is aware that it is being prosecuted. Okay, and that threat is committed in concert with that same entity that is maintaining presence in concert with that state that uses helicopters. That is, the people of the state are fully engaged in the communication of that threat where you're hearing helicopter activity. That's the passive aggressive group stalkers behavioral pattern as well. It's shared by the entity. It's just these group stalkers use it, engage in it, and communicate it in a helicopter. They're doing so on behalf of the whole entity, so don't forget that. The entity is maintaining this light source. Again, I want to remind you of the time. It's 1:29 p.m. when I capture this. This is called presence in the path, and it's criminal. You can also understand what is presence in the path and engineered light. Very demented, okay? Pay attention to the environment for maintenance of what is present in the path on an ongoing basis, and I'm capturing what is, again, my location at the same exact property. Let's just remember what I showed you this morning, 9:37 in the morning. I'm at the entrance yesterday, and the light source is still over me at the same property at 1:29 in the afternoon. 10, 11, 12, 1. Oh, okay, yeah, that's 4 hours. Over one property. That's not the natural environment, and it's not just over the property, it's where I'm at the property. And no matter what building I'm at, no matter what side of that building I'm on, that's where that light source is. And to that end, I wanted to show you very specific, as I'm at the back portion of the property. That's why the light source is over me at the back side of my apartment building, because I have shown you what is the light source over me at the front portion of the apartment building, which I cannot see from the back portion. Okay, hovering over visible, in other words, above the bedroom window is not above the living room window. That's a light source remaining over me as I go to whatever side of the building, which is maintenance in the path, which is the system that's underway. As I am at the front portion of my apartment, just giving something. All of this is relevant. We could go through every single last picture, but I'm just giving you what I've already captured at the same time at the same property, and the light source is on the opposite side of the building, based on where I am located, which in and of itself is speaking to the P.O.C. because that would not be the sun. That's still at the same property at hours from where the location of the so-called sunrise is located. That is within a very specific pattern of conduct. And so I am capturing this today. Let me see. 1:17 p.m. Oh, I'm nowhere near my building. Looks like what I'm capturing here, I'm in front of my leasing office. Just want to see during the 1 o'clock hour. And all the noise that you heard in the hallway, the noise picks up as I begin operating my phone. That's the elements of monitoring and the psychopathic mind state of those that are targeting you through everything that they do and their behavior. And the behavior of the entity is supposed to be that which has nothing to do with you. That's what the impression is supposed to be. That's what the behavior is supposed to communicate. It's very demented to engage in that. That level of passive aggression. It's not normal. That's speaking to the mental illness. But that's called malice. That's how you prosecute that. I'm looking for the front side of my apartment. Looks like we have here. Here's a light source over me. This is at 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm facing the front portion of the apartment building. The light source is right over me. I'm capturing the engineer light. What's the time? It's going 1:29 p.m., 58 seconds. Yeah, literally by the second the light activity changes, that's how you see it. The light source is there because I'm capturing as I'm walking downstairs. This engineer light, it's a lot brighter on the ground, as you can see here. There's a horn honking outside because that's a third party, and you know that they're conditioned. They create audible activity with simultaneity to my movement and activity of a communication device. That's very demented. That is synonymous with what I've identified as what is their condition. That's what the people of the state are doing on an ongoing basis. And while they do that, while you're inside of a private space and engaged in private activity, and engage in that while you're engaging in while you're physically in, that's relevant to what is the predatory and demented, sexually motivated pattern of conduct. This is the light source that's over the front of the apartment building. And this is while I'm walking back toward the office, and the light source remains over my head as I walk, and I'm going past the apartment buildings. This is what I'm documenting. This is, again, as I'm walking downstairs. So today I'm capturing it at what is the the back portion of the apartment building, which is distinct from being over the front of the apartment building. All of it is speaking to what is impossible because the sun is not going to be at one address, and that's exactly at one address. That's not over the Family Community Library, which is where I'm at on this day in 2022. The two are not happening at the same time, and nor is the sun remaining over any address or any of us at one location for the duration of the day. Okay, and so I just want to document as I'm subject to the elements of monitoring walking downstairs. This is for purposes of crossing paths. You can see the shadow of the staircase on this wall. You can see the double shadows, the engineer light that they're staying in, that they're living in, and the entity maintains engineer light. This is the front of my apartment, for example, as well. And I believe this is documented today at 12:18. The light source is over the front. As I walk out, about an hour, it's over the back. But as I've shown you on previous days, as I walk out of the front, it's going to be over the front of the apartment again, just remaining for the duration of the day. And you know that because when you are documenting what is the maintenance of a light source, and I'm here in the morning, which is exactly what this is at 9:42, where I'm standing right here, this is the sidewalk. This is where this is where I'm standing right here. Where I'm pressing on the screen where you see the dot, I'm standing right there capturing the image of the light source directly above my head. This is captured at 9:42 in the morning. I'm capturing the image of the light source directly over the back portion where I just pointed out in that camera. This is captured, right here, 1:29 in the afternoon, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. That's 4-hour difference. And let me be clear so that you can remember what is the movement of that light source. It's literally across the side. It's where they're walking right here where you see them. It's the light source is moving across the sidewalk to be from over me at the office. And as they're walking, that's the direction of the light source to be over me at the back portion of this video, just so that you know that has nothing to do with the sun. Okay, this is maintenance of a light source, and then it's back over in alignment to me when I'm at the leasing office. This is at the end of the day, 5:42 in the afternoon. You saw what is the entity maintaining this light source. So this is speaking to what is the pattern of conduct. I just want to document this because the entity is maintaining the light source, and I'm documenting the ongoing helicopter activity, which is the elements of monitoring. It's also communication of a threat while the entity is aware of what you're documenting about it, and it is communicated equally by the people of the state because the entity is fully aware of all that you're documenting, and that's why it occurs as you document the people of the state. It's not just as I document that entity that is a terrorist organization. It's as I document the entire entity. They are communicating a threat together. They are engaged in the system together, in the specific environment together. It is currently 1:43 p.m. The last thing I want to show is where I'm located on this day. Again, as I go open another app, that's audible activity creation. It's demonic. As I remain in the Ovid Family Community Library, and the light source, as I'm showing you in still images, I'm in Ontario, California. This is at 11:55 in the morning, and you're looking at the light source that's remaining over me as I'm at my leasing office, as I'm inside and through the windows, and I'm outside at 1, and the light source is over my apartment building. So at what point is there provision for it to be in Ontario? That's speaking to the specific environment. This is at 12:19 in the afternoon. At 12:18 at the same exact time, I am at the front of my apartment, and you're looking at the light source, okay? So let's just look at that again because I captured still images of that and possibility. Again, you're witnessing another example of what is the maintenance of a specific environment. This is what I documented today while I'm at the front of my apartment building. This is 12:18 p.m. on the same day in 2022. Oh, I'm sorry, this is June 5th, 2022 up here. June 6th is today, 2024. This is again relevant to witnessing the pattern of conduct. This is not over, what you see at the top is not over the hillside, the front of my apartment, not sharing the same skyscape, but you're looking at the light source that's maintaining the same position over me. And that is literally impossible to naturally occur. It is showing what everyone in that environment is doing, and this is how they're doing it through drive-throughs, through driving by you, through walking by you, through living by you, through flying over you and all around you, and then doing so to exhibit that same demented sense of hostility because that secret stalking system is known. Okay, that's entirely demented, capturing where I'm at on this day in 2022. This is actually June 5th, which is speaking to, this is Andy's Burgers. It's on Hope Boulevard and Plum Avenue. Okay, and I have documented the light source here at this same street after 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening, because this is where the entity was setting the so-called sun, that which would never be the natural environment. So that whole unnatural environment is now occurring here in the my current location where I've relocated, and it is the pattern of conduct of the same exact system. So, excuse me, this is June 5th, so I want to go to June 6th really quick. And at 2:38 p.m., you know where the light source is going to be. It's not going to be where it's here at 2:38 p.m. at the Ovid Family Community Library. The entity is maintaining a light source when I am walking out of 215 East C Street. It's engineer light. This is the entrance of 215 East C Street. This is the same venue where on June 5th, 2022, you saw the sunset. This is why I continuously documented the criminal system that's underway. At 2:38 p.m. today in 2024, there's no sun that's going to be both over the Ovid Family Community Library in Ontario and also remaining over me as I am at my leasing office at 1810 North Alvarado Street. Nor is the sun going to be present, rising in alignment to me as I live at the same property, and it's still here after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? And what you're listening to are the elements of monitoring by an entity that knows that it's being documented. You can exchange that with the sound of helicopter activity. It's the same thing.
215 East C Street in Ontario, California. And as you'll recall, I'm at the Upland Police Department at the same time. And it's not just the fact that I'm up at the Upland.
All right, this is the light source that's over the same entrance where you're looking at the Ontario Police Department monitoring on June 16, 2022, where they engaged in kidnapping. And it is indeed a kidnapping when you're engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring, a highly malicious criminal act that's underway in concert with the people of the state who employ any and everything to maintain the elements of monitoring in the specific environment in concert with the state. All right, and this is the venue where the so-called natural environment, that's what the entity would like to suggest. That's what they would contend in federal court, but no federal judge is going to dismiss the evidence, which is unmistakable and insurmountable. And it is also to be combined with what I've already documented here at Alvarado Gardens, because I've used 238 as a specific example already. The entity is maintaining the light source right over me where I sit inside of this building. As I walk outside, it's right there over the entrance. As I walk back to my office, it remains directly over me at the entrance, which is what I've documented on an ongoing basis. That's what the evidence continues to show. There's no sun that's going to be over the Ovid Family Community Library while it remains over me at this property, which is the pattern of conduct. It's currently 1:47 p.m. This is P.O.C.